Like, what's good enough for you where you feel, me as a man, if I was seeing you, what's enough for you? One vacation a year, one every other year, because vacations are not cheap. Okay. Vacations come out to like 4 to 6 to even 10,000, depending where you're going. And sometimes when you got to put money away to pay for your house or your apartment, your car, insurance, gas, clothing, and all this stuff, and then to maintain a good relationship, and then to take a little 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 relationship, like, what's enough money for somebody who works hard and is showing you that they are working hard, that they're putting in, they're waking up to do the job? What's enough for a woman to say, my man works hard and he loves me, and that's enough?
I can't answer for all women. I can only answer for myself. And I did let you guys know what other people's opinions were.
And now I want to know what you think.
So with my opinion is, it's a little difficult for me because I was raised of how I was raised. My father was paralyzed from the neck down, and he had 4 children plus my cousin that he took care of and raised, and my mom. Even with my dad being paralyzed, my father's was paralyzed from the neck down since I was 5 years old. Even with him being paralyzed from the neck down, he took care of his family. We lived well. We all went to private school. So I saw my father take care of, raise us, put all his kids through private school. My mom never had to work, run a family business, and he didn't even have his hands or his feet. All my father had was his mouth. So my expectations versus somebody else can be completely different, because if my father, who was paralyzed from the neck down, can take care of his whole family, then I have a different, I find no man who has their feet and their legs to have no excuse.
That is welcome. We are back here at 8 at the Table. You see the sign? We're selling merchandise. Join, subscribe, 8 at the Table. We are back live. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're wherever you need us to be. But most importantly, I need you to sign up, become a member, join, get our merch. You could get this great sign. We are doing all kinds of things here at 8 at the Table. So tonight, part 2. We are here discussing the 5 things about lowering your expectations. I have these 2 wonderful guests with me. I have Kaisha, right? It's Kaisha. Don't beat me up, because you already wanted to beat me up.
No, okay. I don't.
Okay, you don't fight. You're a lover.
Yes.
We get that. And then we have Rude here. That's right, Rude. Yo. Tell them about yourself.
It's your boy Rude, a.k.a. Rude Boy Roscoe, coming out of Jamaica, Queens, down the block from JFK. I'm into tech, go to MIT, acting, seen on Hulu, Showtime, MTV, Spotify, 1,000,000 streams. I do music too. Just get to know me.
You're all over the place. Kaisha, how about you? Kaisha.
I'm Kaisha, and I have a salon in South Orange. We specialize in everything. I'm also an interior designer, jack of all trades, and I'm glad to be here on the show again.
So talk to us about the 5 expectation, in addition to your part 1 list that you had already.
Well, this is not my list.
Okay, no. All right, let's talk about this.
This is just in an overall situation where there are other dating expectations that, other people feel are important to them. Number 1 is dating a person with kids. Number 2 is dating someone.
Well, let's stop there, though. Dating, what was the first one? Dating
a person with kids. Yes.
How were you with that?
With me,
if I had 3 kids by 3 different baby mothers, we dating?
It depends. If you take care of your children, I want to know what type of father you are. If you're willing to have more children, because that's something that I would like.
I mean, if I had 3, you want the 4th?
Maybe.
All right, I hear that. It's not a business, all right?
But there are other. What about you? How do you feel about that?
All right, coming from the guy, it's a little different when you're the guy. But it's a lot of variables to the equation. Like, what type of baby fathers do you have? You feel me? Do your baby fathers regular dudes? They been locked up? They locked up right now, so you just dealing with me for the time being until they get out?
You don't want no drama.
I mean, not essential. How's my relationship with the kids? Because I done dated a lot of women, right? And some of them...
How about the mother? Forget about the guy. How about you, the mother?
Nah, the mother's cool, but the relationship with the kid matter if you're thinking long term. So...
No, I'm just talking about, like, what you want from the mother.
What do
if
I
you're
want?
Gonna have kids from her, forget about the guy aspect. What is your thoughts, so people can know how you feel about the women you deal with and what kind of women you want to bear your children?
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see where you're coming from. But I mean, whether she's a she has kids or not, my standard doesn't change. So she still got to be that same type of girl, which I said earlier. She got to be amazing, and that comes in all forms and fashions. She just, for me, I just can't be with no regular girl. My girl, she got to be A1, and she could be A1 in different ways. But when it comes to the kids, I always feel that once, like, for example, say me and you got a kid, right? Now, I feel like the dynamic of the relationship changes. It's not just about me and you. It's about the child as well, right?
Absolutely.
So the relationship I have with the child matters because if that's not actually my child, then like I feel like me and that child have to have a certain type of relationship. So I've dated women where their kids are like blessings, and I've dated women where their kids are like, nah, I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? So I always registered with when the relationship, when the kid, me and the kid have a great relationship that strengthened how the overall relationship between the three of us is. But when the relationship with the child is not good, it's like, yo, do I really want to be here? I got options.
But
How
it's
about
not
you?
a complete. But it's not a complete deal breaker.
What? Having 2, 3 kids?
No, it's not a complete deal breaker with the person having a child.
It sounds like it is.
No,
If she got 2 kids.
If she has more than one, probably yeah. I'm not at that point in my life where I gotta go that far down the rabbit hole.
How about you?
With me, I've dated. I've been in a relationship with someone that had a lot of
You about to say a lot of
A
kids.
lot of
What's a
kids.
lot
Which
of
is a
kids?
lot.
a lot of baby mothers, but
Man, how many kids they
but
had?
No comment.
Like, I mean,
But
it's not
the
an
thing-
interrogation.
But he's an amazing father. The kids are great kids. I have good relationship with. I have a great relationship even till this day with the kids. So for me, it's not a deal breaker. It probably would have been. People would have thought that, but honestly, it's hard to find someone in this day and age without a child.
Word.
It's not that hard. I don't have kids.
I know, but
I was about to say the same
listen,
thing.
you're the minimal. But majority of the people over 30, normally 9 times out of 10 have kids, especially if they're over 30. Most of the time they have
I think
kids.
that number's a little inflated.
But I mean, I don't know.
9 out of 10?
9 out of. I feel like mostly everybody
She's
have
not
kids.
lying because all my boys got
Everybody
kids.
has kids.
All my
I mean, you
boys
got 2 people right here that don't have kids.
Yeah, but we anomalies.
Yeah. Exactly.
anomalies.
Exactly.
So what's number 2 on that list that we have?
Well, before we even said, let me ask you guys this. I've always heard, like, as far as advice from other women, they always told me, try not to date someone that has kids under the age of 5, because they feel like the relationship might not be over. The person might go back to the other person. So they said to be careful of that. What do you feel about that? What do you guys
I
take
feel
on
you
that?
do have to be careful, but you have to be careful for not just that, but for other reasons. The reason you said, of course, they might go back, but also because I don't feel like you should judge someone when they have a newborn, because they're figuring it out themselves. And when you're figuring out and you never done this before, I don't really think that's a place to judge people and hold them accountable. You got to give people room for error. So if you have a newborn,
You don't think they still hitting it? You don't think they still?
oh, you mean the baby father?
I mean,
no,
vice versa.
no,
It's vice versa.
That's definitely a possibility.
It's vice versa.
But, well, what are we?
They just had a baby.
We talk.
You don't think they?
We what are we talking about now? We talking about the relationship she has with the man or the relationship you have with her?
Either.
Well, both matter. So
With either. I'm just asking.
no.
Trying to see where you guys' heads at. What do you feel about that?
I feel
when
like
people say that.
Yeah, no, I feel like if she just had a kid, you shouldn't even be playing her that close. You got to see how she move. You feel me? You see how she moved.
You want to make sure it's a little bit over. At least a few years. Is there?
Well,
Yeah.
I had this experience. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right in here. When I was young, I think I was 18, 18 about, and I met this wonderful woman that she had like a 6-month-old son. The father was in federal prison, and then we got together. So I was with that boy when he was 6 months old, all the way till he was 7 years old.
That's
And
different. The father wasn't around at all.
He wasn't. That wasn't the
That's
question you said.
different.
You said your friends say not to be with a woman that has kids under 5. And I experienced being with a kid that was very young at 6 months, and it was a great experience. I mean, I was a dummy for a little while, and in time, I had to have quick realization of what I was dealing with, and then he grew fond of me. And then, we had a great relationship. And then we broke up when he was 7 years old. We went apart. At this point, I was like, I was a dirty bastard at this point in my life, because it was from like 17, 18 till I was about 22, 23. I was with for a few years. So I had that experience. So to me, it doesn't matter. If you're going to have the problem, you're going to have the problem at 2, 4, the kid 5, the kid 7, the kid 9. It doesn't matter. If you have great intentions, things will work out. If you have ulterior motives, things are going to fall apart. You're going to have the issues, going to turn to problems. It's going to just be what it is at that point. It doesn't matter to me.
All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2.
Yeah, what is number 2?
Dating someone shorter as a woman or taller as a man.
Okay.
Well, for me, I'll start it, because for me, I had someone I was with that was shorter. I'm fine with that. It really has to be a lot going on there that I appreciate for me to go back to that. I like, a certain height. I prefer a certain height. Not that it's taller, because my last relationship, she was 5'9". She was taller than me. She was like a model. When she wore heels, she was super tall. People must have thought I was the sugar daddy. I was not the sugar daddy. The point is,
You've been pointing that out.
Me being 5'7", if I'm talking to someone that's shorter than me, and I found it real weird. It was a mental thing for me at the time, that when I'm arguing, I felt like I was arguing with my kid. I'm arguing. I'm like, Joe, shut up. What the hell you talking about? Be quiet. And I'm like, I thought this was my kid. I was so good. I felt like people were like, hey, don't yell at your kid like that. It's not my kid. It's my girl. And so I'm over with the too short. I'm not against it. It's not a deal breaker. Mm-hmm. It's not a deal breaker. And I prefer someone that's maybe like 5'5", that when she wears heels, she's like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8".
But you don't mind if she's a little taller than you. It's not a
Oh,
deal
I don't.
breaker.
Yeah, listen, size really don't matter at the end of the day. We're the same size when we lay down. Same size.
Oh, okay.
Same size.
You're right.
So at this one, it's not a deal breaker for me. I don't care about her being shorter or taller. What I care about is the authenticity of the relationship.
Okay. Like, well, for me, I respect Dave. I'm pulling from a little bit of a bigger pool. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a little taller, obviously, so it's more. But I don't really run into women that's taller than me. Like,
how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay.
So I run into, here and there, but for the most part, I've never actually really met maybe one woman that's been taller than me that I actually really like.
So you never picture real long legs wrapped around you?
I mean, long legs
3 times.
Long legs could be at 5'9". She don't gotta be 6'3". She could be 5'9". Like my ex is like 5'9". She used to run
taller.
around.
This is about taller, not
taller.
This is about taller.
Yeah.
So can you be with a woman that's 6'5", and then when she wears heels, she's like
6'8".
She's like 7 feet.
I'm good. I don't even hold that. I'm good. Like, I'm
so
not even gonna come on here and cap.
So taller than you is a deal breaker for you.
She's dunking on you.
Only because you are tall.
Yeah, because if she's taller than me, she's tall.
She's slapping you like, shut up, little man.
If I was short, and she was taller than me, then I just have to, I'll be like, all right, cool, copy. But I'm 6'2", so if you're taller than me, then shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind taller. I look up to you. Don't think because you're taller can't happen to you. No, just play. How about you?
For me, because I'm already short.
Right.
So shorter than me, he got to be amazing. He got to be like every.
Mom, but listen, you will find that. You will find that. You will find that.
Yeah. So
how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
I thought you wasn't gonna say it. Why you gotta throw the half in there? Like it made her taller. I'm 5'3".
It is. My half is important. Let me tell you, someone from the audience had actually sent me her perspective of it. She said, I personally tend to have little respect for men, my height or shorter. She said, it's not right, but when they annoy me, I feel like I can mush them. I prefer a taller man that I can look up at. It's aesthetically better for pictures. It's a shallow perspective, but it's her truth.
She's entitled to that.
I think a lot of people too preferred, like everybody think of their relationship as, they look at the pictures, and it's kind of hard. Like when you see a photo, you kind of want to see your man a little taller, or you don't want to really have your woman that much taller than you, because it do like as far as photos.
I wonder how many women are honest with themselves when they with someone that's shorter, if you ask them, yo, why you with this guy? If they like, dude got a lot of money, that's why I'm with him. Okay, I'm sure he like a hobbit, but his money's tall. You know,
his pockets is tall. So
I mean, I would like to see
it.
how many honest people there are,
Yeah.
where you can actually meet a woman that will
Well,
say,
she just was being honest.
I love him. You know, he's shorter than me,
Yeah.
and he's everything that I've been looking for in the small package.
She was honest. She definitely was honest about what
I'm
she
glad I'm
felt.
5'7", because you see my father's short. He's short. I got my height from my mother because my father's real short and my two sisters is short. And I would have been angry if I would have been short like they were. So I'm glad I'm 5'7", because they like, my father's like 5'3" too. He's like, he could have went out with you. Y'all would look like
Word?
yeah, y'all would look like two munchkins from Wizard of Oz.
That's crazy.
Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold
crazy.
up. Hold up.
Talking about we
He
lollipop
trying to come
kids.
for me?
I'm not
Ain't at the
gonna-
table. He about to be under the table.
She gonna hit me with the table.
Hold up.
So,
Hold up.
so what's part 3? Let's
First
go
of
to
all,
part 3.
I like them tall. Let's
know,
be
I'm
clear.
I'm pretty sure.
And I don't like them shorter
No,
than
how
me.
tall for you? How tall?
I'm not having no Smurfettes.
No, but how tall for you
tall
though?
you
It's
like
six. It's 6'5" wouldn't be good for you. So what's a good size for you?
I love 6 feet and
But that's
higher.
kind of tall though for
I don't.
5'3".
Yes, but I like it. I like looking up. Like I love
Yeah,
it.
but at that point, he's
like
got to
what
pick
she
you up
like.
to kiss you.
Listen, I just said that's what I prefer.
He's got to get a crane.
But it's not.
You like what you like. That's it.
He's got to get a crane.
It's
like
not out the window. Yo, you funny. Yo, you funny.
So what's part 3?
Okay, so number 3, money.
Oh,
Dating
man.
someone
Gosh.
with limited funds.
Where's the love?
What
There's
is
never
limited?
love
What
thrown
is
in this.
limited?
It's never
Define
love.
limited.
Limited is broke as hell.
No, I know
No,
that.
no, no,
I know that.
That doesn't work. Like, what we talking? Check to check? Like, let's put it in terms where we can measure it.
What do you mean? No, we
Like-
don't. We're not measuring it.
So
Broke is a, it's
Broke,
subjective.
or listen, somebody that can't.
A millionaire
Listen.
might say I'm broke.
Listen, we're not talking about millionaires right now.
That's what I'm saying. So what's broke?
Okay,
Like,
we are talking about
What is
someone.
broke?
No, okay, listen, we're talking about someone who.
we're talking
is
about a
not,
9 to 5 person that
No.
works hard every week to get a paycheck. He's got his job for 10 years, 10 to 10
I've been
to
meaning
15
to
years.
ask this.
We
Let's jump
just
out the
said
window.
dating someone with limited funds. What is your perspective? We're
What-
not going on with a millionaire thing.
What do
We're
you
going on
what do you
what you
consider?
think.
What do you consider broke?
What?
Or limited
consider
funds.
broke?
What's limited
Let's
funds?
just get
mean?
straight to it. Like,
Why
what
am
do you-
I going first?
What do you consider broke? Like, I want to hear this. Like,
Okay.
What do you consider broke? What
Instead
does a
of-
man gotta
okay,
have to his
I'm
name?
gonna go last on this, but I'm gonna tell you what other people from the audience had to say.
Oh, let's do that.
Limited funds, someone said limited funds is a no-go because that's already basically saying you only have funds to maintain your own lifestyle and nothing extra, and you can't do anything spontaneous, and everything has to be planned.
All right. Well, let me interject for a second. There's rich people that can't do that just because they principles.
Listen, we're not talking about rich people.
Yeah.
We're
I was a
talking
little
about
confused
people
on that too.
You
that
just
don't
said
have-
broke. You just said broke.
No,
right?
what I'm saying is people who don't have the funds.
No, people
listen,
have the funds. I'm telling you, people lifestyle is different. People.
Let me ask you a question.
See, people got to
Ask me.
recorrect
Let me-
their posture when they talk about money.
Let me-
They're like, hold on, let me
Yo,
change
there's a
the-
such thing.
You're gonna
as
understand
rich,
today.
Cheap people.
We're not talking about rich people right now.
So
We're
what we
talking
talking
about
about?
people who are limited. Are you willing to save a girl? To save someone? Are you ready
Yo,
and
don't
willing
ask
to
me that question.
let
You don't know where I'm
hold
from.
on, wait,
Like, don't
wait,
ask me
wait.
that
Are you willing to save someone that's not doing anything, that's not working? Are you're the person only providing they can bring 0 to the table? Are you willing to do that?
This is called 8 to the table, so I'm not with nothing that's 0 to the table.
Okay, so that's the question here.
Yeah, I'm not. With
So
So you said limited funds. You didn't say that she has no funds
listen,
for a man.
limited funds or no funds. Are you willing to when it comes to dating, are you willing to date someone that has no job or someone who is only making minimum wage?
That's a little difficult for me because I'm in a position where I could give people jobs.
Okay.
So
Why would it?
So if I'm seeing someone and for some reason at the
I didn't
time,
say it was wrong. I just wanted to
I don't know. I do not know her circumstances at that time. So
Okay.
depending her circumstance, I could get her job. I could put money in her pockets. It's either she's working and then I can add value to that, or connect her to people that I know so she can expand on what she likes to do. You know, this I always done, will continue to do, and can always do. So I'm not worried about that. To me, if you're treating me a certain way and I feel loved and appreciated and I feel good being with you, I'm not worried about the finance aspect of the relationship. I'm always going to be able to maintain myself that I could maintain somebody else. Like I said, I have no kids. So I could always maintain another individual, whether you want to call them a kid, whatever time you want to call it, a girlfriend, a wife, a family member, I could maintain somebody else because I always make sure that I live well enough that I could support someone else. Doesn't matter the title at this point. So I'm not worried about that because people go through things. So I'm here for all the smoke. You know, if you're going through something, let's talk about it. Let's see what you're experiencing, and then I can add value to that. I could give you a job. I can help you get there. If you have a low self-esteem, we could talk about why. We could figure it out, and we could get you to a place. If it comes in time that you cannot get out of that dark place and you're not having that dark night of the soul to supersede it, then I would let go at that point because you're not going to bring me down. For me, it comes to a point that if we're here, I never want to talk about me being here or you being here. If we're here and I see myself getting here, I will let go eventually.
So that's good to know.
I'm not going to hold on to a point where you're going to bring me down. As soon as I see myself getting to a place where it's beneath my, what I look forward to be at, I will have to let go because that means you're bringing me down. And that I'm not going to do. I'm not into reversing. I'm not into going backwards.
That's good to know.
You know, so
You're
that's
not,
what it comes
that's
to that.
not a deal breaker for you.
It's not a deal breaker.
I'm going to tell you what someone else said. They said it's ideal to date someone that is financially well off, especially if you want to build a future with that person. No one wants to be in a relationship where money is always an impediment. That's what someone else said.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
No, let me ask you. How many vacations you want to take per year?
Why are you asking me?
No, because there's no other woman here. Like, who should I ask? That's the roses behind you?
Okay, go ahead. How many? Yo, I'm going to fight you.
I mean, I'm asking you a question. I'm just like.
Go ahead. Okay,
like,
go ahead. I'm ready.
Because
go ahead. I'm ready.
The question, ask yourself the same question. What is
I have
limited?
an answer.
What is
I didn't
limited?
give my
Like,
answer
do you
yet.
like 1, 2, 3 vacations per year? Like, what's good enough for you where you feel me as a man, if I was seeing you, what's enough for you? 1 vacation a year, 1 every other year, because vacations are not cheap. Vacations come out to like 4 to 6 to even 10,000, depending where you're going. And sometimes when you got to put the money away to pay for your house or your apartment, your car, insurance, gas, clothing, you know, and all this stuff, and then to maintain a good relationship, and then to take a little 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 relationship, like what's enough money for somebody who works hard and is showing you that they are working hard, that they're putting in, they're waking up to do the job? What's enough for a woman to say, my man works hard and he loves me, and that's enough? Well, like, what's enough?
Everybody has different, I can't answer for all women. The only thing that I can do.
That's why the question was directed to you.
I can't answer for all women. I can only answer for myself. And I did let you guys know what other people's opinions were.
And now I want to know what you think.
So with my opinion is, it's a little difficult for me because I was raised of how I was raised. My father was paralyzed from the neck down, and he had 4 children plus my cousin that he took care of and raised, and my mom. Even with my dad being paralyzed, my father's was paralyzed from the neck down since I was 5 years old. Even with him being paralyzed from the neck down, he took care of his family. We lived well. We all went to private school. So I saw my father take care of, raise us, put all his kids through private school. My mom never had to work, run a family business, and he didn't even have his hands or his feet. All my father had was his mouth. So my expectations versus somebody else can be completely different, because if my father, who was paralyzed from the neck down, can take care of his whole family, then I have I find no man who has their feet and their legs to have no excuse.
That is an anomaly. That is. What did he do, if you don't mind me asking? Because that's some good stuff.
He was, my father was an entertainer, so he was an entertainer. He did like breakdancing and tap dancing, and when I was 5 years old, he did a triple back flip, and he was getting ready for a show, and he slipped and he broke his spinal cord. And even then, it didn't stop his hustle. It didn't stop his grind. And then, you know, just from religious aspects as well, I know that a man is the head of his household. So my father was still the head of his household despite of his condition. So my expectations for a man is different, because if my dad could do that, no man has no excuse for me. Now I am.
That's a tough hill to be, being that
exactly.
And that's a.
But I grew up a business person.
That's a Superman. That's a Superman.
Yeah.
And I mean, Let me ask you this. So I have to ask you this just because
Yes.
you said, have you thrown that in the dude's face? Like, I just
know
want to know,
what? No,
like,
no,
have you
I
had an
don't-
argument with a dude you was with and told them, listen,
No.
my father's paralyzed, he did this, and you got
No,
2
no.
feet and arms, my nigga, you cannot do that?
I've never had to.
You sure?
I've never had to throw that in any man's face.
Because that would be hard,
Let me
because your
tell you
father's
something.
like superhuman.
With me being an alpha male, the most
woman,
men,
alpha
woman, most men that I date are alpha men, and they already are strong in their spot, their position, their financials. So I never had to. I attract a certain
You
type
see,
of male.
your father having that life made you an alpha woman because
Absolutely.
you figured out,
And I'm independent.
right, that my father being like that and be so strong,
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I got to do just in case if I ever meet a man and this ever happens to them, I can provide,
Yeah.
which is a great quality, that you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
So for me, no man can really have excuses when it comes to that.
I can hear the trembling in
Yeah.
your voice. Like you're about
Yeah.
to cry.
No.
Thinking about your father.
You know what? I'm
I hear that.
passionate when it comes to him.
I hear it. I hear it in your
When it
voice.
comes to him, I'm
I hear it
really
in your
passionate.
No,
So
listen,
for me,
I commend that. That's powerful.
I can't deal with a man that can't provide for his family.
But that's not everybody, though.
I know.
'Cause
But
some people.
I'm just telling you. I know that's not everybody. But
That's
for
a hard.
me,
That's a hard.
for me,
That's a hard
I
hill
can't.
for men to.
Yeah. No. But the thing is, God has blessed me. Most of the time when I'm dealing with somebody, I'm dealing with someone who, like, my energy attracts.
No, I'm just saying that's a big reflection for dudes.
Yeah.
You know,
But I never mean to throw it in nobody's
even if you don't, once he knows that hears that story, he's like, damn, I gotta get my shit together because, like
Let
what?
me tell you something. Everybody knows
Like,
about my
that's
dad. He impacted.
Yeah, that's
Me and my siblings so
that's an
much.
amazing story. Like
Everybody knows.
That's a hard. I might be like, listen, I'm not gonna talk to this girl just for that story because
No.
it's a powerful thing. That's a powerful man you have.
I'm not a hard person. I'm not a difficult person, and I'm also very realistic. Thanks.
There you go.
I'm
You
also.
still got it.
Oh, thanks.
There you go.
I'm also very realistic. Do I like nice things and do I want to be treated well? Yes, because I can do the same.
Right.
And that's my whole thing. I can't personally deal with anyone. Now, if somebody that I'm dealing with is doing really well and then they and then something happens in life and they go down, I will still ride that out.
Well, that's
and
the thing.
I will still know how to build.
Well, that's
When
key
there's
what
two
you said,
people,
though.
You can build together.
But that's key, though, what you're saying, though, because most men, and I don't just want to put it on women. When I say women, I'm talking because I'm a man. Most women, they ask for things that are unrealistic that they're not even doing themselves.
Yeah.
Which to me is very confusing. That if I'm not in shape, I'm not gonna argue. Now, yes, do I prefer a woman in shape? It's a preference, and I can't argue and complain knowing that I'm walking around with a keg. You know what I'm saying? Not a 6-pack. It just makes no sense. I can't argue with a woman about doing X, Y, Z if I'm just not doing it myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is
I mean, there are a lot of people out here with expectations. There's people out here that's broke, don't have a job, and then want somebody to come in their life and do a whole bunch of stuff for them when they can't even do anything minor or minute. Like they can't go, if you can't afford to go buy yourself something, then why do you expect somebody else to do that for you? So, I mean, not that, look, I'm not knocking nobody, but I'm just saying, if somebody wants a Birkin or a Chanel or whatever,
Listen, a Birkin
and you
bag
can't
be
even,
like $12,000.
No, and you can't even buy yourself a Gucci bag, but you have that expectation, then that's where the stuff comes. That's where stuff comes in.
Well, what do you think about that?
Man, when girls be telling me to do stuff for them that they can't even do for themselves, I just look at them crazy. Like, are you serious? I mean, I could do it for you, but like.
Why? I would rather help you get a better car or an apartment or help you start a business so you can make some money.
I just feel like it's narcissistic.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, yo, you putting expectations on me you can't even put on yourself.
So my whole thing is, for me, the limited, only because I'm such a hard worker and I like to make stuff happen, I need somebody that's going to come in my life and do the same. Or we can come together and take what we have and build something stronger.
That's good.
So
That's good.
That's good. So what's the next one?
okay, so the next one is, let me tell you what, nope, that's it. Not as far as that. Okay, so settling for an age gap. Is that a deal breaker? I'm talking about, let's go for, let's do 10 years up or 10 years down.
Oh.
What's up?
10 years out?
10 years up and 10
Well,
years
I don't
down.
know if he could
What
do
about fit? No,
Well, he
forget
said
fit.
he's 30,
Let's
so
fit.
he would be having to go 20, and I don't think he's going 20.
And I'm I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
Tell the truth.
I would go 20. You
would go up?
up what?
You would go up 20 or lower 20?
No, he's saying down. No, he's saying I'm saying he's 30. He's 30 years old. So if he goes down 10, he's talking to somebody.
That's 20.
20. Would you do 20?
Listen.
Can't even take it to a club.
Did you say 25? Did you say younger than 10? You said 15?
Who? You didn't catch me.
Wait a minute. What's going on at 8 at the table?
Listen. I've been very close to somebody that's probably 10 years older than me.
Okay.
But she was amazing.
Okay.
Like, I've never met a woman like that.
Okay.
But
so it's not a deal breaker.
Like I said, if she's amazing, there's no rules when somebody's amazing. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, if the right person comes to your life, like, you break the rules for the right person. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Say that again?
You're right.
All right. So, I mean, that's how it goes. But generally, would I go 10 years younger? I mean, yeah.
You would do 20?
I would definitely, because,
Okay.
I mean, if a woman's younger than you, then you get to be in your best form.
But remember, we was just talking. You said you don't like teaching. That 10-year unseasoned female might not be sexually compatible with you.
That's not true. These young girls are different. These young girls are different.
But wait, hold on. Remember you said that though. But what if she wasn't? At 20?
No.
At 20, she might not be where you at.
I want everybody here to pay attention. This is where age and experience don't go hand in hand.
Oh, okay.
So the new generation, they're advanced. So, let me tell you something. I done met some young girls.
Oh, I'm sure.
They don't need no tutoring. They don't need no.
They ain't have no childhood because of social media and YouTube.
They don't need no hooked on phonics. They don't need nothing. They ready. You understand what I'm saying? They got that young energy. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So,
yeah, they was raised by YouTube and social media,
and that raised you better than the OGs.
They was taught before they.
A lot of people wonder what happened to the OGs. The OGs got replaced with the internet. The OGs got replaced with Google. So, you know what I mean? Like, these young girls, they ready. Look at me. These young girls, they ready. All right? So, I don't associate age with experience no more. That was 10 years ago. These days, it's different.
How about you?
Wait, I'm going to you first.
Or are you? I'm not doing 10 years older than me. I'm just not. It's a choice that I'm making. I'm already at a age where 10 years older than me is just too old for me at that point. So I choose not to do that. I'm not saying it's a deal breaker because I could meet someone, let's use that word, what he's saying, amazing, that I can have a companionship with. That's very possible. 10 years older than me is still a good age. So I'm younger. It's still a good age. So it's not a deal breaker for me. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going to give you one from someone who is a viewer. She said, people find love in all age groups. However, I personally prefer someone 5 years older or within 5 years younger than me to ensure we have experienced many of the same growing pains in our age group, to ensure many understandings of people in our age range.
I don't know. How old is she? Do you know?
She's in her 40s.
Okay.
Yes. And then another person, I'll go to me. I've done both. And so I don't mind. I wouldn't go younger than the 10. Or old, I don't even know if I would go older than the 10 either. So for me, it just depends upon the person and the maturity level. I am single, so I've dated, and there has been times that, like the person who was younger was way more, his mindset and everything was better than the people who I was dating that was my age or older. So I feel like age does not.
See, you
for me,
there you go.
Age does not really matter. It just depends upon the person.
Age doesn't guarantee maturity.
It doesn't. It's some people that's old as hell and they still ain't grow up.
So what's the next one? Is that the final one?
No, the last one is going back to an ex. Is that a deal breaker?
Is that the last one?
Yes.
No, it is not.
Going back to an ex is not a deal breaker. Oh, you like the emotional roller coaster, huh?
Maybe. But I'll say this. It depends why y'all broke up. You know? It depends why y'all broke up. Sometimes I believe in the phrase right person, wrong time.
That's true.
Right?
Do you feel that people change? Do you really feel that people can really change?
I feel that way, but in a negative way and a positive way.
Okay.
In a negative way, I go first. In a negative way, I've had disputes, throwing girls back to the streets, and I shouldn't have thrown them back to the streets, and because I threw them back to the streets, they never the same. And that's my fault, because I'd be like, damn, if I ain't throw it to the streets, maybe this would have worked out. But I was too stuck in my ways. I was too busy doing me, and I could have saved this, and I didn't choose to save it, and I was too late. And then in the other breath, I feel like, you know what I mean? You can go back and you can get a girl and you can still work it out. You can definitely work it out. You know, it depends. It depends on your perspective. Like for me personally, like I said, I've dated a lot of women. So I'm at a point in my life where like starting over and getting to know your favorite color and your favorite food and what you like to do, it's just boring to me. So I kind of like having somebody that I just have a certain comfort level with.
Okay.
You feel me? And that takes time for me to build because I be having my walls up and all of that. So, you feel me? So, like, you know what I mean? If I got somebody that I've done put years in with, I just look at it like, yo, maybe we just need some renovation.
Oh, that's what it is. What about you?
Yeah, I don't mind if I have to experience my ex. Like he said, for me, it becomes, you know, sometimes it's like for me, I'll symbolize it with like reading a book. There's some books I read that I could get to chapter 7 and I can't understand chapter 8. So I have to read another book. And then in order to enhance my knowledge, in order so I could go back to that book and get it. So maybe she wasn't good for me at that time, or maybe I wasn't good for her at that time. So we separate. She might need a year or two to have a different experience so she could realize what it is she needs, what is she looking for, what she can enhance in herself, what somebody else could teach her, show her that I wasn't able to. And then maybe down the line, being that I don't have animosity, like I said in one of the other shows, you know, with any of my ex, and we still in contact, maybe down the line, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years later, we could come back and now she's a totally different person. Or maybe I have grown in her eyes where now we're a little more compatible, we're a little more receptive to each other's needs, and then we can have that type of companionship moving forward. So anything could change. I'm never knocking that. There's never no definitive that we're not working today and then tomorrow we can't. That's, to me, that's immature thinking. Anything can happen. Some people have different journeys in life, and they have, like I was in a relationship where when I was with a girl that I was her first love, I was the first man that was into that did penetration with her and all that. And then we was with each other for 2.5 years. We broke up. And then we were separated for a year. She dated. She was with whoever she was with. We got back together for a year. And then we were back together for another 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then when I seen the same pattern after a while, then I was like, let's just be friends. And now we the best of friends because she honored and respected the man that I was. What I showed her, she told me a lot of the person she is now is a reflection of whoever.
Would you take her back?
At this point, no. At this time, no, because I had no. But I'm saying we already had.
Yeah, you've already
two other times.
Taken her back before.
2 other times. Okay. So now it will make.
Okay.
Listen, it's not out the books because she could be now where she had her full experience. Where now she's saying you're the type of man that I have yet to come.
Yes, she hasn't met anybody like
me, and
but she has to get that experience.
And she was a Gemini, so she might come back and say, hey, listen, and now where am I at that point? You know what I'm saying? If I'm single and I'm not seeing nobody, I will entertain that. I will appreciate that. I say, you know, let's see what happens. Okay. You know, I'm all for. Listen, I never throw anything. I never throw anything away that I find to be worth it. And everybody that I dealt was worth it because I'm just not being with anybody.
So both of you say that you would take an ex back. Now, I'm going to tell you what 2 other people said.
Of course you will.
Someone said, no, an ex is an ex for a reason. Don't hustle backwards.
Wait.
That's what somebody else said.
Wait. Was that a female or a dude?
It was a female.
Yeah. And who ended the relationship?
She said, no, an ex is an ex for a reason.
Right.
Don't hustle backwards. Viewers, what do you guys think about that? Do you feel like an ex is an ex for a reason? Should you go back or you should keep it pushing?
Right, but then if you listen, viewers, to what I just said, you will come to realize that yes, at that moment you break up with them, and then you don't know in a year or two how they have grown. You know what kind of what they have endured that makes them better person, and their perception changes, and now you meet them again, or you see them, date them, go out with them again, and get together, and they're better people. You just don't know. So X is not an X, and that's why the word means X.
That's her opinion.
It is. It is.
And this is yours.
It's her, and we're not mad at her.
So now someone else said, sometimes it's a good move forward to never look back, but it can also be a blessing to take a chance a second time around. A lot could have changed in the time apart, depending on how long it has been. Many people grow up. Many people mature and see things differently as they get older, which could serve to be a refreshing turnaround for that person. So depending on the nature of the original breakup, taking an ex back might be a good thing. I 100% agree.
That was a good, educated response from the other homegirl. Cut her off, okay?
But I think I actually agree. I used to not feel like that. Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like that now, but only because I've seen it happen. Like, I've seen people take somebody back over and over again. Like, why you keep wasting time? Don't keep wasting time with your life. If it didn't work 5, 10 times, and now
5 or 10 times is a long time.
But then you do it again, and it still doesn't work again. It's like you lost a lot of time in your life where you could have moved on with somebody else that it could have worked with.
Now, my thing is, though, the point is, why is that girl taking this man back? This is, or man taking the girl back. In the respect to the woman, some women stay longer or take somebody back. Why? You gotta ask the question. Is it because what he was doing for you? You know, what he was giving you? Like, you have to ask the real questions. Why you keep taking, if this man is physically abusive, mentally, emotionally, like, why would you go back? You know, and
it depends on the reason of the breakup. It definitely depends on the reasons of the breakup.
This is what I'm saying. It's not like she's saying, I'm going back to him because he was great and I was shady. I was the one that was not doing the right thing in the relationship. So I thought I changed, so I took him back. You know, it's never, it's not the other thing. So nobody's really asking the question, like, so why are you going back 5 or 10 times? Like, what have you not learned? Like, how many times does he got to slap you for you to realize you don't want to get hit?
Exactly. Like I said, it's because it's also for the reason. Like, what is the reason that you left that individual? Because people do go back time and time again, and it might not have been anything that crazy. Like, for instance, I do, just like how I told you that I know someone that went back to the person 5 or 10 times and it didn't work. But then I know someone who was dealing with someone from their teenagers all throughout their life, on and off, and they actually got married and are living happily ever after. So
it happens.
It happens.
How about you? How about that? Because you're talking in the third person.
First of all,
right. You read
what I read. The last thing that I read, I agree 100%.
You agree with that?
Yes, that's my notion on it. All right.
So now you have it. Now you have the 5 things about relationships. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, get our merch, sign, join, become a member. We are here. We are back. 8 at the table.
Hope you guys enjoyed us.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see your comments.